What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another Beyond the Backboard Podcast special. This is another episode of 2 Minute Drill. My name is Omar, and I'm with my two beautiful co-hosts, Max and Earl. Today, we're going to be talking about the Knicks' struggles so far during the season. They do have a positive record, but still kind of fall under the upper echelon of teams of the East and West. So, with that being said, I'm going to get into my 2 minutes
To
because
start
I
off,
I I gotta say, we gotta do something about Tom Thibodeau. First thing we gotta do is we gotta get him to stop playing these goddamn starters 30, 40 minutes a game. I'm sorry, the experiment happened, whatever. We can't have it. All we're going to have is injuries and run down players by the end of the season. I'm sick of seeing it. And if you love Tom Thibodeau so much to the point where you want to keep him within the organization, I am totally on board with that. But you need to show me, Tom Thibodeau needs to show me that he's able to accept like some sort of change. And I don't think he's going to be able to do that personally. On the other hand, I think we have great bench players. I just think we don't play them well enough. Precious Achua, he's on a 1 year, $6 million deal. He's playing freaking phenomenal. He had 25 points the night he was starting. I think Deuce McBride, if he gets starter minutes, he could be a 15 to 18 point per game scorer. I think if we slide Mikal Bridges to the bench and even have this is when Mitchell Robinson comes back. We have Miles Bridges, Deuce McBride, and Josh Hart on the bench. That could be another force of a unit that we could be talking about. Or I said that wrong. Josh Hart wasn't supposed to be in there. Mikal Bridges was supposed to be in there, and Precious Achua. But Josh Hart, I like Josh Hart in the starting lineup. I'm not saying he's better than Mikal Bridges by any means, but I am saying if you want to win a championship, I'm putting Josh Hart in the starting lineup because I love the way he can rebound the ball. I love his aggressiveness on the floor every night. I love the way that he's able to just overall give this team so much energy. He is a spark plug. He is an amazing chemistry player. And for those reasons, when Mitch comes back, start Josh Hart, bench Mikal Bridges, and let's win a championship, baby. And with that, 2 minutes goes to who? Who's picking it up?
Max.
Max? All right, go.
Yeah, so as the other resident Knicks fan on this podcast, I'm not quite as doom and gloom as Omar, but I do agree that there are some things that I would like to see with the lineup going forward. I am a very firm believer that Mitchell Robinson, when he comes back, should start. I know some people have said that Mitchell Robinson is not the answer to this team and that there's no chance that he can turn the Knicks around. And to that, I say, I don't think you've watched enough not you, Omar, but to anyone saying that, I don't think you've watched enough Knick games both with and without Mitchell Robinson because the amount that he means defensively to the Knicks when he is on the court can't really be quantified in terms of points or plus minus, things like that. He is very much the anchor of the defense, and the defense is where the team has struggled a lot this year. Having a better defense means you get into fewer shootouts, means you rebound the ball better, you get more second chance opportunities, you get more transition opportunities. It just makes all aspects of the game much easier. So I'm a firm believer that Mitchell Robinson in the starting lineup next to Karl Anthony Towns in a manner similar that the Timberwolves ran Rudy Gobert next to Karl Anthony Towns last year to great success. I think the Knicks could do that and also find great success in the playoffs this year. I do agree with Omar in that bringing Mikal Bridges off the bench to lead the second unit, to be an offensive spark plug, to be the main guy playing with the reserves off the bench, potentially next to Karl Anthony Towns if they want to stagger his minutes with Brunson. I think that would be a very effective way to play that lineup. Utilizing the bench more, I definitely think Deuce McBride can get upwards of 25 minutes a game. I think Precious Achua at the 5 can get upwards of 20 minutes a game. Playing guys like Cameron Payne, Landry Shamet would definitely help take some pressure off the starters because they are capable players. They just need to play more. So I'm not going to sit here and act like the Knicks getting blown out by good teams is a good thing. Obviously, you want to come out and compete against these teams in the regular season. However, I think the Knicks as a team have the right attitude of trying to be ready when the postseason
comes. Sorry, I almost missed that by a second. But to carry on, Earl, you are up. 2 minutes start now.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like the Knicks, shout out to the Knicks. I feel like they did do a lot. I mean, they are a top 3 seed right now in the NBA. And I think it's hard to manage that fronting. My biggest problem with you guys, I feel like Omar kind of brought it to my attention a little bit, is a little bit in the perimeter defense aspect of things, especially when you're playing like really great 3-point shooting teams.
Very big problem.
Yeah, I think it's just I don't know how you completely fix it, but I do agree with Max in the point that not having Mitchell Robinson out there hurts you guys a lot. I mean, it helps rebounding, defense as well, kind of stops the other team's ability to get to the paint, and maybe you can kind of lock more in on that perimeter defense as well. But that's the biggest problem I see from outside in. As far as like, as far as Mikal Bridges like coming off the bench, I just don't know, man. Like, I think it's just an expensive piece to bring off the bench. Like, I get it. He probably will fit a lot better with that second unit, but I don't know if that's in like Thibodeau's thought process. Like, hey, I'm gonna move Bridges to the bench. I don't know if that's something he's thinking about. I'm not sure if it's between him and Josh Hart. I don't know who he picks. To be completely honest, I don't watch every Knicks game, so I don't know who fits better with those starting lineups. But that's a little bit of a concern. And as far as like chemistry wise, I think you guys do have good pieces off the bench. I mean, I've seen McBride have absolute heaters. He was shooting great against us as well, coming in as a spark. So I don't see any problem with him getting extra minutes. That can definitely help you guys hit a little bit more threes. He's a good defender as well. So I can see that happening. I mean, Landry Shamet has a magnet ball at times too. So having a little bit extra prowess on your bench, like leaning in towards extra help, is not really something I feel like Thibodeau does a lot, which is cool. But I'm assuming when Mitchell Robinson comes back, he's going to have to, like, that's an extra person you're throwing into the rotation. So maybe he cuts minutes overall, like all the way down the book, and gives other guys the opportunity to play more.
All right. 2 minutes collective thoughts start now. I wanted to address Earl real quick. Yeah, it does. It really does matter. In terms of the starting lineup, I can see Josh Hart being there and the sole purpose of his aggression. Mikal Bridges, I understand how much we paid for him, but that's also going to reflect in the contract that he has coming up. Don't forget that when he resigns, it's going to be probably for significantly less. Let's be real. But
Well, not less than his current contract, but
how much is it now?
it's 19 mil. He's going to make more than that, significantly
Or
more.
he's going to go somewhere
25.
else.
25. That's fair. That's good.
Because he's
But
unrestricted, right?
yeah, but he's only been playing there for 1 year. He's coming back. There's no way. But
Well, I mean, the contract isn't up until 2 years from now.
okay.
Okay, yeah. That's
Oh,
a
okay,
conversation
okay,
in 2
okay,
years.
He
Yeah.
has this year and next year at 19
Oh,
mil, but
yeah.
I think he's definitely going to he's gonna want some money that he's been owed for most of his career. He's been on a very team friendly deal for most of his career. So
Yep.
I would be surprised if he signs for less than 30 million annually, but I do think that right now the right move is to bring him off the bench. I understand that the Knicks paid a lot for him, and I think the plan was always for Josh Hart to be the sixth man of this team. But the fact of
Yeah.
the matter is he's played too well in the starting lineup to
Yeah.
warrant coming off the bench.
Too
And
well.
right now, Bridges, he's very inconsistent. He's very streaky. I think he could have big nights off the bench. I just don't see how you can take Josh Hart out of the starting lineup when he has firmly earned that
Yeah.
spot.
And
more than
Mikal
Bridges has
can get on a
season.
heater, but it's like very minimal. And real quick before we end, we got like 20 seconds left. Wanted to address like the defensive aspect. Once we get Mitchell Robinson back, it's gonna leave so much pressure on those guards and forwards like OG and Mikal. It's gonna relieve so much and be able to bring them up front and be able to be like, okay, we're staying safe on the in the I gotta stop. I'm sorry, but the point of the matter is, you have space. You have space now, so you can just now you can trust Mitchell Robinson and Cat down there while you can give up OG Anunoby and Mikal Bridges, and you can have them there. So there's pressure relief. But with that, thank you guys so much for tuning in on this episode of 2 Minute Drill. Be sure to check us out on Playback twice a week, Tuesdays and Fridays, and follow us on Twitter. Subscribe to the podcast, turn on your notifications, and have a very, very, very nice day. Thank you so much. Appreciate every single one of you guys. Peace.